actually, as a progressive liberal politologist, I want to bring my views, full coverage of a recent deal of Microsoft sharing its source codes for Windows 7 and Microsoft Office 2010 with Russian intelligence services. As I read it at article of Moscow Times on the internet, Microsoft opens window for FSB at the website named themoscowtimes.com in their business section. Microsoft has agreed to share its source code for Windows 7 Microsoft Office 2010 with Russian intelligence service to improve its sales to the state. But actually, US software giant signed an addendum to its agreement with Scientific and Technical Center Atlas, a federal state unitary enterprise with developed informational security system. It reports to Russian Communication and Press Ministry. I believe this dealings of Microsoft with FSB, Russian intelligence, especially with Russian intelligence services, according to the Russian MoscowTimes.com, well, actually, is a quite dangerous consequence which endangers American interests. I believe that Microsoft companies should actually avoid contacts with Russian spy services and avoid being controlled by foreign intelligence agencies. And I believe that federal government should actually pay attention and regulate and control this dealing of Microsoft with Atlas, Russian Technical and Informational Center, controlled by Russian Ministry of Information, or Communication and Press Ministry, because it's actually we might use those obtained source codes, illegally obtained source codes, and our instructions for hacking computer websites has been recently displayed in Russian movies, where Russian spies hack Western websites and illegally obtain information about business dealings in order to do racketeering and extortion against business interests. And I believe that recent tendency of Russian militia and spies and FSB to have hackers, to hack Western website, is actually another example that federal government, United States, should actually interfere and regulate all the dealings of Microsoft with Russian Technical Center Atlas. Federal government should record and survey all those dealings and all those conversations between Microsoft workers and Russian intelligence service, FSB representatives, and Atlas workers, in order to avoid instances of high treason, espionage against the United States interests, and terrorism, theft of U.S. secrets, and illegal hacking on part of Russian spy agencies, SOR, and Russian FSB. And this, which sometimes employ criminals in order to commit terrorist acts, espionage, and hacking Western website to steal money from Western Western accounts, at least, and steal their information secrets. Has been recently shown in Russian movies, upsurge in desire of Russian cops, to do hacking against Western websites. And I believe federal government should actually pay special attention of federal agencies to those dealings of Microsoft, because they should make Microsoft charge serious fees, significant fees for selling their source codes only as part of patented some patents for source code, right to use their source code for significant fees, and avoid giving Russian intelligence spies tips for hacking Western websites, and avoids occasions of high treason, of betrayal, high treason, in order to commit hacking and industrial espionage against American websites and Western websites. I also believe that, of course, Microsoft should sell its open codes to Russian government as part of a patented rights to intellectual property for significant fees for treason, but we should avoid free and racketeering and extortion against and free changing hands of those codes. We should charge significant fees for those codes or patented information. And I also want to comment on that as well. I want to comment about that recent 6-month moratorium on part of Obama administration to stop oil drilling, new oil drilling website, no new oil drilling wells. I apologize. I believe that oil drilling in the United States will actually should stop because Americans buy foreign oil. It's very cheap, and if Americans start producing new oil and gas, that OPEC, Muslim-controlled union of Arab oil producers, will significantly lower its prices for crude oil in order to beat American competition and drive American oil producers and gas producers out of business. And I also believe that foreign oil is no problem for the United States, in spite of American nationalists who try to produce oil. It will be very expensive as well. And I believe as well that with moratorium, 6-month moratorium, drill moratorium on new oil wells on part of Democratic President Obama, serve environmental interests, serve interests of fishing industry, of tourist industry, to stop pollution leaks, because oil industry drilling in the deep ocean will always leaks. Oil always creates lots of pollution of the environment. Environment suffers fishing interests, suffering tourist interests, industries as well, and also recent acknowledgement of that Transocean chief engineer Mike Williams that he actually didn't test gas sensors, and his negligence caused fire of electrical engine. Another example that he should be, prosecuted that all this doesn't care about causing gross damage to the environment, but actually want money with greedy interests of a few workers, which actually are racist and wouldn't allow no colored workers or immigrants. This is outrageous, and I believe I fully supported oil drilling ban on 6-month moratorium on oil drilling, and until British Petroleum pays its $20 billion, it won't have any right to drill on American waters, at least. I believe that moratorium should hold, and federal courts should actually definitely overturn President Obama moratorium, because that will cause gross damage to environment. And British Petroleum showed next time that for 90 days it never picked up a single barrel of oil from its smoking oil well on the ocean bottom in the Mexican Gulf. It actually didn't need that oil. It didn't siphon its oil with huge leads, and hoses to its tankers, but it simply was allowed it pollute the environment, and it poured 5 million barrels of raw oil into the Mexican Gulf, into the Atlantic Ocean, and actually could lead to gross pollution and destruction of beaches in Louisiana and Florida, and also will lead to black rains. Which, the first typhoon hurricane that picks up at oil-laden water will bring down heavy rains, heavy black rains laden with oil onto all the fields and cities, of Louisiana and Florida and Mississippi as well. All those states will suffer immensely. So that America doesn't need production of oil and gas. It needs production of nuclear power. Will replace all the heating and electrical needs. All those electrical automobiles will create electrical automobiles, and will replace all those oil and gas industry, which is very highly pollutive and very dirty, and will create massive environmental pollution. And nuclear power industry is very cheap and very safe, and will create safe and clean energy. It's the only real alternative to oil and gas drilling, and is electrical power development. Which President Obama should build more nuclear power stations to replace oil and gas drilling, to replace at least the usage of oil automobiles, gasoline-driven automobiles.